Algebra 2, 9.5, adding and subtracting rational expressions. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to add and subtract rational expressions and to simplify complex fractions. Okay, so let's look. Add and simplify where possible. So the denominators are the same. So let's zoom in so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, the denominators are the same, so we can just make this one 5 over x. Denominators are the same, so this is going to be 6 over 3x, which we can rewrite as 2 over x. Okay, next one. Denominators are the same, so we can just rewrite it as 8c plus 1 over 2c minus 1. Okay, so it seems pretty easy. So to do that, we've got to find the least common multiple. What that means is we got to find what we'd have to multiply each side by to get the bases to be the same, or to be the two terms to be the same. So find the least common multiple between 4x squared minus 36. So we can factor out a 4, and for the first one, get 4 times x squared minus 9, which in prime factored would be 2 times 2 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. So we've taken care of the first term, and we've simplified it to that. Okay, now we're going to take the second term, 6x squared plus 36x plus 54. Well, we can factor out a 6 and we get x squared plus 6x plus 9. Well, that's a perfect square. So we can factor the 6 to 2 times 3, and we can factor x squared plus 6x plus 9 as x plus 3 twice. So now write each prime factor the greatest number of times it appears in either expression. Simplify when possible. So I highlighted it. So I have a 2, but I have 2 of them in the top. I have an 1x minus 3. I have 2x plus 3's. And I have 1 3. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, so I can rewrite it as 12 x minus 3 x plus 3 squared. Okay, moving on. Find the least common multiples of 3x squared minus 9x minus 30 and 6x plus 30. So let's look at the first term. 3x squared minus 9x minus 30. Let's factor out a 3. That becomes x squared minus 3x minus 10. See if we can x factor that. A times c is negative 10. B is negative 3. Two numbers that give me a product of negative 3 and a negative 10. So negative 5 and 2 do. So I can rewrite this as 3 x minus 5 times x plus 2. So okay, I factored that down. Now let's use a different color, let's use green. Let's prime factor 6x plus 30. Well, I can factor out a 6. This can give me x plus 5. And 6 can break down to 3 and a 2. Still x plus 5. So here are my terms. 3 times x minus 5 times x plus 2. So let's go to town. So I have a 3, okay, and I have 1 3 over there. I have a 2, 1 2. I have an x minus 5. I have an x plus 2. And I have an x plus 5. So I'm looking for 6, x minus 5, x plus 5, and x plus 2. So the answer would be A. Let's look at that for a second. Let's go on. Find the least common multiples of 5x squared plus 15x plus 10 and 2x squared minus 8. Alright, let's look at the first one. Let's factor out a 5. I'm going to get x squared plus 3x plus 2. Alright, let's x factor this. My a times c value is 2. My b value is 3. Two numbers that have a product of 2 and a sum of 3. That would be 2 and 1. So I can rewrite this as 5 times x plus 2 times x plus 1. Alright, my next term. 2x squared minus 8. I can factor out a 2. I'm getting x squared minus 4. That's a difference of squares, so I can rewrite that as x minus 2 times x plus 2. Okay, we're going to have a lot of stuff on this one. So I have a 5. There's a 5 over there. No, there's not a 5. I have an x plus 2. Well, they have an x plus 2. I have an x plus 1. They do not have an x plus 1. They have a 2. And they have an x minus 2. So I could rewrite this. What's 5 times 2 is 10. So 10 times x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 1. So it looks like the answer is C. Okay, double check your work, make sure it makes sense. Alright, next look. Adding rational expressions. So let's just walk through this one. Add rational expressions. So first thing we did was we factored the denominators, and then we identified for a multiplication, and we saw what we had to do to each term to multiply by top and bottom to get the denominators to be the same. We distribute, we get the denominators to be the same, and then we just add the numerator and then simplify the numerator. Okay, let's look at the first example. Simplify 1 over x squared minus 4x minus 12 plus 3x over 4x plus 8. So let's look at the denominator of the first term. So I got x squared minus 4x minus 12. I need two numbers that give me a product of negative 12 and a sum of negative 4. That'd be negative 6 and positive 2. So we can rewrite this as x minus 6, x plus 2. Okay, so that's going to be 1 over x minus 6 times x plus 2 plus top's 3x over, let's look at it, I have 4x plus 8. I can factor out a 4 and make it x plus 2. 4x plus 2. Alright, we need to get everything to look the same. So what do I need to add to the left term to get them to match? I need to add a 4. So if I'm going to multiply a 4, multiply the top by 4. Now what do I need to add or multiply to the bottom to get to be the same as, look, x minus 6. So if I multiply x minus 6 on the bottom, I have to multiply x minus 6 on the top. And now, what do you notice about my denominators? They're the exact same, so I can rewrite it as 4 times x minus 6 times x plus 2 all over, 4 times 1 is 4, 3x and all that stuff would be plus 3x squared minus 18x. So rewrite it in standard form. So I have 3x squared minus 18x plus 4 all over 4 times x minus 6, x plus 2. So it looks to me as if the answer was A. Nope. The answer should have been A. Put a plus sign. Alright, moving on. Subtracting, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to factor the denominators, you're going to identify the multipliers, you're going to multiply, and then you're going to simplify. You can look at this example on your own, and we'll follow through on the next one. Simplify, negative 2. So let's simplify this one first. So I have 3x squared plus 36x plus 105. We factor out a 3 and make it x squared plus 12x plus 35. So two numbers that have a product of 35 and a sum of 12. Well, that's 7 and 5. So I can rewrite this as 3 times x plus 7 times x plus 5. Okay, let's look at the next term. Alright. 6x plus 30. Factor out a 6 and make it x plus 5. So now, what's the least common factor? They both have x plus 5s. Okay, what do I need to multiply the yellow one by to get to be the same bottom? Well, I need a 2. And what's the bottom need? An x plus 7. Okay, so let's look. So I have negative 2 over 3 times x plus 7 times x plus 5 minus 3x over 6 x plus 5. We need to multiply the left side by 2. And we need to multiply the right side by x plus 7. Okay, so let's look. Times everything by 2. So I'm going to get negative 4 minus 3x squared minus 21x all over 6 times x plus 7 times x plus 5. So negative 3x squared minus 21x minus 4 over 6 times x plus 5, x plus 7. Alright, answer is D. Okay.